What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first official Celibacy Crew podcast. It is me, your boy, and then we got Logan.
What's good?
He's been a G. I've known him for 6 years now. Something like that, right? Freshman
Has
year?
it been 6 years?
Freshman.
Freshman year. Yeah, it's been like it'll be 6 years in January.
Yeah, it's a long time, bro.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute.
I think you are legitimately like you're definitely like my closest friend. I wasn't say you're my longest friend, but I don't think you're there because I think Clayton has it over you. Clayton has
Yeah,
it.
Clayton. Yeah.
But
Probably.
you definitely been my most consistent friend. That I like talk to the most and everything.
That's yeah. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
So all right, so let the people know about you. Who are you? Who is Logan Bordigerger?
Who am I? I don't know. Let's see. So I went to high school with Tarbit. I'm pretty sure most of the people who watch this know who I am, but I went to school with Tarbit. I played baseball with Tarbit for a while. Now I am currently going to college at FAU because I'm not a college dropout. And sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, that's
out.
cool.
I'm
That's
sorry,
cool.
my
No,
bad.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, going to college at FAU studying business. Trying to do something with my life. That would be nice.
Respect it.
Yeah, I'm. In other news, I am the co-host of this podcast. So you guys, unfortunately, gonna have to get used to me a little bit. Sorry.
Stuck with you.
It's fine. I promise I'm not an asshole most of the time. Most of the time.
Counteract. We balance it out.
Sometimes it comes out, but that's okay. I am the non-asshole for Tarbit's asshole. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
that sounded weird, but you know what
Yeah,
you
know what? It sounded a little, what? Maybe run that shit back. Maybe run it back.
You know what I was trying to say.
I was picking what you're putting down. I'm wiping what you're shitting, Yeah. That's Logan. Obviously, a lot of people probably know me. I'm Jacob.
Wow, that was the most conceited statement I have heard in a long time, and
it's true though. It's true though. A lot of people do know me for good or bad reasons. Lately it feels like a lot more bad than good.
Not a lot of good reasons. But
no, definitely not as of late, anyways. But yeah, I am the other co-host of this podcast. Obviously, we used to have a podcast, and
we did.
Yeah,
we did.
We did. We did.
That happened. Yeah, no, it happened for a short time. Short-lived.
It was pretty good.
It was good. It was good. We had some ups and downs, some interesting episodes, some
not so interesting episodes.
Some not so interesting episodes.
Some interesting guests.
Some interesting guests. Some not so interesting guests. Some shaving Tarbit's head live on stream. A lot of shit happened, right?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened.
That's true because let's talk about that real quick. Because after because what's it called? Because after we did stop the stream. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Let's see. My life consists of really 3 things. I work, I do homework, and I hang out with my girlfriend. And as you texted me, I'm sure that this was going to say, oh, my fault. That's on me. I will fix that. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So I really only do 2 things. 3 things. I hang out with my girlfriend. Hang out with my family too. So I guess 4 things, whatever. I do school and I work. So I I work at a smoothie place, which is always interesting. But yeah, so it's all right. Okay. It's all right.
So yeah,
I'm doing my thing and living, and I just realized that my computer is not plugged in, so I don't want my computer to die in the middle of this podcast because that would be really awkward.
It'd be funny. I'm sitting here talking to myself and you're frozen.
There we go. Okay, plugged it back in.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it. You just been.
What about you? Stuff? I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know what you're up to, but what are?
Yeah, no, my life is.
What are you doing lately?
Very out there as of late. But yeah, you know me, bro.
You know me.
Bro, I've been streaming. I've been trying to tell people that I've been doing this for real. Um,
I've been doing this for
I stream
real.
like every day. I've grown a lot. I have met so many awesome people who've come in my stream, and it's so dope because I get the chance to like build a community with like my followers and like my subs and stuff like that. And it's honestly been like really dope because I get to play Call of Duty, which I found my love for again, and might even start competing in it sometime soon. If it gets there, if I really put my time into it. Um,
The next draws with an annoying ass girlfriend. Sorry, I didn't mean
I
to
don't have
skip
a
that.
girlfriend though.
Yeah, let's probably
Yeah,
keep it that way for a little bit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
You think I need a little break? Um,
Probably
but yeah.
until you find the
So
right person, at least.
yeah, we'll get that later. We'll get that later. But yeah. So I've been streaming, bro. Doing that,
Streaming, doing your
taking care
thing,
of my
vibing,
sister. Yeah, bro. I just doing me, man.
just doing
Doing
the damn
me.
thing a little bit.
Yeah. I get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
I get to I get to do what I enjoy, man, because nothing makes me happier than streaming shit like that. It really is one of like
It's all
the
that really
greatest
matters,
joys.
right?
Yeah,
So
as long as you have fun what you're doing, then it's not a chore, you know. It's like what they
yeah,
say about like a
exactly.
job. Like a job's not a job if you enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
okay. So that's a good little intro, I think, as to who we are.
a good little intro.
Good little intro, a little intro, little intro. So yeah, obviously me and Logan go way back. We did just play
Yeah, it's been
baseball
a
in high
minute.
school, so we got a lot of stories. Um,
I'm sure they'll be hearing some of those.
Probably in the future. We'll say those for the later
Yeah, not
podcast.
not now, but
Yeah, we're
we'll
gonna keep this
definitely
one a little
we'll
short and
dive into that one
sweet.
a little bit.
Yeah, this one we just want you guys to get a feel for us. Um, we just want you guys to see
It's
like
so
who we are
awkward because
as
I
people.
can't see you, but I could hear your laugh when I made the face, so that's all that I needed. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Because what you guys see is not what he sees. He sees like a picture of like
yeah,
in
I'm
Discord,
currently
and
looking at a
you guys get the
picture of
nice camera,
Harbit's desk chair from like 2 nights ago. That
something
hasn't
like
moved.
that. Kai
Also,
tabs
what the fuck is that?
behind you. I'd say it's a tag.
No, but it's fucking moving.
That's why you're a fan. My shirt does that. Like this one right here, it does that.
Yeah, yeah, this one right here is I can see what the fuck you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
there we go. It was actually a thing for my credit card.
Oh.
So
Oh. Let me get the routing and the account ID real quick, just one time.
0% APR,
But
10.99%
okay.
APR.
So we're
Yeah,
gonna
great.
keep this a little short episode. So we're
Nobody
gonna get
cares.
like a few topics in. So one of them actually happened to be relationships as well. I was like, we'll talk about it later. So let me get your feel on relationships.
Okay, so I think relationships are it's a very good thing if you do it right. It can also be a very bad thing if you don't do it right. I think some people mesh very well together.
Mhm.
I think some people don't mesh very well together.
Agreed.
I think one of the biggest things with being in a relationship with somebody is you have to be able to, if you're in a relationship with somebody, that person, yeah, they're your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, but they also need to be your best friend, right? Like if you can't sit there and just fuck around with them for hours, it doesn't matter, right? Like
Yeah.
I would say in this world I have two best friends.
Mm.
I would say one of them is my girlfriend. I would say the other one is the person I'm doing this podcast with, right?
Yeah.
So I think it gets to a point to where I can sit down and talk with you for hours and just shoot the shit and it's fine, right?
Yeah.
I can do the same thing with my girlfriend.
Exactly.
There are very few people in this world that I will not get bored of if I sit there and talk to them for a very long time.
Yeah. I feel like that would make a good
I just don't have the
relationship.
attention span for that.
Yeah.
So I think, and I don't think that that's something where you just only have a couple in your life. Like I think that's something that's like a learned behavior, right? So like
Yeah.
if you're
Definitely.
able to talk to somebody and get that out of them, right, to the point where you can do that, which it's not hard, right, but it takes effort,
You gotta
right?
break the mesh or the mold.
Yeah, it takes an effort to be able to get to that point, but once you get to that point, if you can do that, it works fine, right? And it's a great thing,
Yeah.
but I think you have to do it right. Now I've been in relationships where it was fucking awful, like bad.
Know the feeling.
And I've been in toxic relationships. I've been in relationships where, you know, people are just bad people, right? I'm not gonna get into it, but people
Yeah.
are just bad people, and it takes a toll on you, right? Like it takes a mental toll, it takes a physical toll on you. Like it's not a good time. But then once you find that person who just makes you feel like everything before them didn't matter, and that you were worth something, and they make you feel that, right? Because that's all you're really looking for in a life partner is you want somebody to bring the best out of yourself,
Mhm.
and somebody who makes you want to become the best version of yourself. And when you find somebody like that to be in a relationship with, I think it's very pivotal in not only your development as a person, but the two of yours development as a couple who is going to lead a life one day, right?
Also very rare to find someone that's willing to
It's
do that.
very rare. It's
Yeah.
beyond rare. There's so many people these days, especially our age, we're 20 years old,
Yeah, we're
right?
still young.
There's a lot of people our age who don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm going to be honest, there's people that are our age that we went to school with or whatever, or just have
Mhm.
been around, and they're 20 years old and they're still acting like they're 14 and don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm
Some of them are
sorry, like
even older.
people say that you're 20, 21, 22, you're young, you don't have to know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
But if you're 20, 21, 22 and you're still acting like an idiot all the
Yeah.
time,
You're still
like
acting like you're in high
that's
school.
not going to do anything for you, right? Like you're not still
Yeah.
in high school, you graduated. Whether
Exactly.
you have a job or you're in college, like
Figure it out.
you've got to do something.
Mhm.
And I think there's a lot of people who don't have their heads on straight.
For sure.
I know we were going to go into like relationship stats and all that kind of stuff like in a little bit, but I'll just finish this out by saying I got very lucky, and I think it's something where you have to find somebody who's as driven as you are in the same things that you're driven in, right? So I'm very blessed in the fact that my girlfriend is very family orientated,
Yeah.
very school driven, and the same thing that I am. You know what I mean? I've been very school focused my entire life, right?
Yeah.
I've been very family orientated my entire life, right? So the kind of things where you have to find somebody who shares the same values as you, and I think that isn't something that's like a want, it's a need because it makes everything 20 times easier.
Mhm.
Because like if you dated somebody who like has a different home life than you, or a different outlook on their family, or a different outlook on their future and what they want to get out of their future,
Mhm.
it's just not going to work, right? Like if I was going my last relationship, I was going to college, and my ex dropped out of high school, right? That
Yeah.
doesn't line up, right? Like it doesn't, right? And other things, she was a dumbass in the first place, but it doesn't really matter, right?
Mhm.
Just that kind of stuff, it doesn't line up and it's never going to work. It was crazy the difference that I found when I started talking to my girlfriend who is going to nursing school, and, you know, very much just like me, that it's just so much different. And it's actually really weird. I'm sorry to keep talking, but I was talking about this the other
You're
day
good.
with her. We're to the point to where like when you walk in our rooms, like we live 15 minutes away from each other, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like
You're pretty
she
decent
lives in
for it.
she lives in Coral Springs, I live in Margate, right? So like
Mhm.
it's deep.
Different world.
When you walk in our rooms that are 15 minutes away from each other in two very different areas, it is a literally a carbon copy of everything in our rooms, right?
Yeah.
Her door is in the same spot as mine. Her TV is hung up in the same spot as mine.
It's
Her
funny.
bed is under the same window mine is. Her desk is in the same L corner that mine is. Like it's wild, right? And we
Yeah.
moved into these houses 10 years ago when we had no idea who each other were, right?
That's crazy how life
So
works like that.
it's very coincidental, but when you find the right person, like things present themselves,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to see that, you know, there's signs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not one to believe in like all that kind of like spiritual stuff, but like signs are signs, whether they're spiritual or just natural anyway.
Agreed.
And I do think that stuff like that is very easy to see.
Yeah.
Now I know obviously you have a little bit different perspective on relationships and different status and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll let you get into that one now.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, right, like with relationships, like my perspective on relationships is pretty much the same as yours. If you have like not even like the same dream, but the same like mental understanding of what you guys want to be in life and like where you guys want to go and you know how much you want to do, I think that's like the first step in the right direction, right? Because like you said, like I did drop out of college, right? I dropped out for different reasons, you know.
Well, yeah, that wasn't anything that
Yeah,
was like.
like it was like I dropped out because I had to. Um, but like I still obviously want to do big things with my life, you know. Just because I dropped out of college is not like a lot of people like when they see like, oh, he's a college dropout, they're like, oh, so what do? You just sit at home all day, do whatever. Which realistically, you know, I do sit at home all day. I do play video games, but I do good for myself doing that, you know. Like I'm not making like crazy money like other big people are doing, blah blah blah, this or that. But I'm doing what makes me happy. So at the end of the day, while you're working, you know, your part time job making 10.50 an hour, and then you go take your 6 classes struggling, you know, I'm sitting here playing video games, being happy as fuck, making the same money you are as your part time job. And I'm blessed to do that. Like, is it a flex? Yeah. Am I gonna flex it? Yeah. But it's like it's like because I've been talked down
Weird
to
flex,
so much about
but
this.
okay.
Like one of my ex girlfriends, when I first started streaming in college, I've only been streaming for about a year and a half now, 2 years maybe. But I've only been taking it seriously for a year. But when I first started my streaming, my one of my ex girlfriends told me you should quit now. You won't make it ever in a streaming platform. It's not a realistic um, job path or career path or even something you should look into. And now, you know, to her, if I wasn't blocked on everything, I would say suck a dick. You know, you've already been around a lot of them, so you should be used to it. But you know, like I'm gonna make something of my name, whether or not it's ethical or not. Like not ethical. It's whether it's ethical. Well, but I meant like whether or not it's unique. Like what I do is unique, you know. Not a lot of people get to say they sit home and play video games for a living, you know. But yeah, so back to the relationship topic. My thing is I have not had the same type of women in my life as you have. All right. I feel like
I'm just gonna let this one ride. I just want to hear how this is gonna.
because
This one's gonna
okay,
end up.
so this is my thing. I feel like a relationship is built off of a good base, right?
Yes.
Because without a good base, there's nothing to build off of.
Yes.
So for me, I like to have a girl or a woman, not a girl. I'm done with girls. I need women in my life now. I need a woman who will understand
You
the
need
same
a women.
base. I need a
You
woman.
need a
I need
women.
a woman, just a singular woman, a woman, to understand my goal in life, to be okay with my goal in life, and to understand certain things. Because in the past, I've had relationships where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go stream, blah blah blah, and then she's like, why stream? Like you're not making money off it. Let's go out instead. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And then that's like to me, like obviously, you know, I was young and I was dumb then, so I was like, okay, like whatever, you're right. And that's not something you know that should be in a relationship or looking to be in a relationship. To me, like a relationship is something that like is special and like sacred. You know, it's like something that makes you happy all the time. Because for
Yeah.
me, my what my mistakes were was I stayed in relationships longer than I should have. I was staying in
Mhm.
relationships when I was no longer happy 24/7. I started
Yeah.
being
No, I've been there.
happy for like 5 hours out of the time, out of the whole 24 I'm with her, you know? Or I stayed to the point to where it's like too toxic. Like where I'm going to sleep and she's going through my phone and blocking every girl on my Snapchat and unfollowing every girl on my Instagram, you know?
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed at that. That's on me.
No, it's okay. I laugh at it too now that it's over. Um, you know, so it's like I need to find a mentally sane woman.
Oh, yeah, you can see this now.
No, whatever you get, you're in a relationship, cute, cool. Who will understand what I'm trying to do in life and understand that I can't spend 25/8 with you, you know? Like I have
Yeah.
stuff that I'm trying to do, you have stuff that you're trying to do, and if you can't be like, yo, if I'm not spending 25/8 with them, I don't like you anymore or some shit like that, like childish stuff like that. Like we're 20 now, you know? Like we're trying to become adults, you know? We're growing up. I can't
Yeah.
spend every moment with you like I would have done in high school. Like it's like come
Yeah.
like grow up.
It
Um
it just doesn't work the same.
no, and it doesn't. And that's like some of the things is like some girls were like I don't even know if it's like spoiled in the past with like being able to spend 25/8 with like their old boyfriends or whatever. And they're stuck and they're used to being with somebody and now they have like separation anxiety if someone leaves them or something like that. Like that I get. That's different, but like the thing is it bothers me when girls are like, "Oh, like you're going to go stream like you care about playing video games more than you care about seeing me." Because at the end of the day, like you're right, I do. Like you're right, I do because I want to do this for my future. Like I'm doing this for me, and at the end of the day, what
Yeah.
I have learned in relationships is you have to put yourself first before anything. If you're spending more time trying to make her happy than you are making yourself happy, or vice versa, then you're doing something wrong. Because a relationship is supposed to be, 50-50.
Yeah.
It can't be 75-25. And in the past, I'm gonna say it. All my relationships, I have been putting in more effort than I have been given. You know,
I mean, yeah, that's a fair assessment.
so it's like, and even then, I feel like when I've done more, I haven't gotten half as much as I have like gotten back. So it's like now I'm learning to choose a little bit wiser, be a little bit smarter, and focus on myself first, more than anything, because if you don't put yourself first, no one else will. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I think it gets to a point where like, people think of selfish as like a bad thing, right? And like, yeah, like if you're overly selfish, like it's not a good thing, right? But it gets to a point to where like you hit a point in your life where you need to be able to be selfish, right? Like you need to realize that sometimes you being selfish is the only thing that's going to bring you what you need,
Mhm.
and you kind of have to be okay with that. And if people are going to call you selfish, that's fine. They don't see the vision, and it doesn't really matter, So
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Because you gotta look out for yourself because no one else will at the end of the day, because that's it, you know. Not to make this deep or anything, but like if it's like 3 a.m. and you're going through something, who's gonna be there but you? You know, there's
yeah.
there's a very few handful of people that I could call. Obviously, like you're one of them, but literally
Oh,
besides
how
you, I don't know
cute.
anyone else I would call like 3 a.m. if I'm going or like something happened. You know, like when the whole thing happened, bro, I didn't know who I could like count on after I got out.
I'm gonna be real.
Mhm.
I think I obviously don't want to go into this because I don't necessarily think this is the best thing for
No,
this
not
podcast.
yeah, not the
But
first one at least.
um, I will say when the whole thing happened, I think there were two things that I needed you to know when it happened, and I think this is one of the reasons why like we're such good friends.
Mhm.
There were two things that you needed to know. One was I needed you to know that yeah, you fucked up and I was going to hold you accountable for you fucking up.
No, for sure,
But
because
at
I
the
did.
same point, I needed you to know that just because you fucked up didn't mean I was ever going to turn my back on you because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, which is
So I
crazy to
think
see how many people did.
I think that that's the thing is that yeah, like some people just turned a blind eye. Some people just didn't like never spoke to you again,
Yeah,
right?
literally just took
And
the other
like
person's side of it.
in all fairness, when something like that happens, that's going to happen,
Mm.
right? When and you know that I've told you this before, when you fuck up, you have to be okay with the repercussions
The
for what you did,
consequences. Yeah,
right? But at the same point, you have to know that the people who then still stick with you afterwards are the people who were meant to stick with you anyway.
exactly.
Because if those people were going to walk away from you, they didn't deserve to be in your life in the first place.
For sure, agree
So it
100%.
doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for you was you knew that you fucked up and you knew that it was not okay.
Mm.
But you also knew that you had an opportunity to make things better.
Yeah.
And you knew that you were going to be put in a spot where it wasn't going to be easy, right? Because something like that never is.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to do everything that you could to get to the point to where you could be as good as you could be.
Yeah, agree, 100%.
And I think in the last 7.5 months or whatever, you have risen to a level mentally, right, higher than you had been before.
Oh,
And I think
for
that's
sure,
all you really were looking for, right? Like
for sure.
I think the issue and the reason why anything happened in the first place was because you were at a mental level where you kind of thought that, like, you were too big for the world, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I
I
can
got
sit here and
humbled a
tell you
little
this
bit.
because you know that I love you, and you know that I'm not saying this
Yeah,
in
yeah,
any
yeah,
form
yeah.
of disrespectful way. But I think you got to a point to where you thought that you were bigger than the world, and nothing was going to happen, right? And I think now that that's just not the case, whether you're the most famous person in the world or not,
Or
right, or
nobody. Yeah,
whatever. And you had to be humbled a little bit, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, I
And you
definitely.
were. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's brought you to a better mental wavelength than what you were at before.
Oh, for sure. I agree 100%. I'm definitely not the same person I was, 8 months ago. I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago. I'm not even the same person I was 3 months ago. Because at the end of the day, it really forced me to mature mentally, learn who I was mentally, and really forced me to determine what I wanted to be in life or who I could even be in life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with all that being said, I think it's good to go to the last topic.
Okay, what's up?
um, so I post on my Snapchat, and I will continue to do so before every podcast. I posted what kind of topics would you like to hear in the podcast, and one of them was the relationships, and the other one is why am I such a hater? And people love this or people hate this about me. They love that I'm a hater because one, they think it's funny, or two, they're like, oh my god, like I love the mindset because me personally, it's fuck everybody else that I'm not fucking with. I don't like seeing other people I don't fuck with it, like succeed because I'm like, what are they doing that I'm not, or what are they doing better than I'm not, or why the fuck should they have been chosen and I shouldn't have been? So to me, being a hater is more than just hating. It's a lifestyle. You wake up every morning and you're like, let me see if any of my enemies made it, so I know whether or not I gotta grind harder than I should have, or gotta keep going harder. But yeah, so I think that's good to end the podcast. But
Sorry, I had to start it and end it with a yawn. That's my
no,
bad.
yeah, you're good. But on that note, I will say I will probably keep posting if you guys want to hear your own topics in the podcast, or if you want to be a guest on the podcast, we'll be more than happy to have you. Again, just swipe on the story. A lot of people have you on my Snapchat. If you're seeing this, it's probably because you saw the link on my story, or you're like, wow, this cringe ass kid again posted on a story, self promoting as he usually does. But fuck you. I have 3K on Twitch. What do you have on Twitch? Exactly. All right, suck my dick. um, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe for those that are on YouTube. And yeah, hit that bell for the notifications. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Bye, guys.